In this video, I'll be introducing the TBIconneCT program. This is a program that is aimed at improving the conversations of people who've had a traumatic brain injury. It is delivered by speech pathologists to people with a TBI and their usual communication partners, such as family members, friends, or carers. Here you can see the team of speech pathologists that work together to develop the TBIconneCT program as part of a research project. My name is Rachel Reedake and I worked on this project as part of my PhD. The research supervisors were Professor Leanne Torr and Associate Professor Emma Power. Dr. Michelle Attard and Melissa Brunner were research assistants on this project. This project was based at the University of Sydney, and Emma Power and Melissa Brunner are now based at the University of Technology, Sydney. You may be familiar with another TBI conversation training program that was developed by our team, which is called TBI Express. TBIconneCT was developed around the same principles and based on the same content as TBI Express, but there are some important differences in the format and in the length of the program. In developing TBIconneCT, we aim to make it easier for clinicians to implement the program, as well as easier for families to get access to the program. So let's compare the features of these two programs. The TBI Express program involved both a group and an individual session weekly over a 10-week course. Instead, in TBIconneCT, the 10 modules are delivered in individual sessions only, which are generally scheduled weekly. While we found that there were definitely advantages to the group format, we were aware that often for clinicians it's logistically difficult to form and schedule groups, and so in developing TBIconneCT we have just used individual sessions. With the group and the individual sessions in TBI Express, this added up to a total of 3.5 hours of intervention for families each week. We're aware that this is quite a big ask of families, and so for TBIconneCT we reduced the duration of the training to 1.5 hours of intervention per week. All sessions for TBI Express were delivered face-to-face, but we were aware of the potential of using telehealth to provide families with better access to training without the need for either the family or the clinician to travel. So for TBIconneCT, we've set it up in a way that it can be delivered either face-to-face or via telehealth. In developing this program, we've also been able to refine and to modify the presentation of information based on feedback that we've got from clinicians and families. And so this means TBIconneCT will also include some new resources that were not part of the original TBI Express program. So the TBIconneCT program does follow the same order of modules as TBI Express. We've got module 1 being about introductions, and in that module we introduce the key processes involved with the program, such as observing and practicing conversations. We also, in that session, set some communication goals together with families. Module 2 is about TBI and communication. This module is about becoming aware of how a traumatic brain injury can affect the skills that we need to have good conversations. Module 3 is about playing our role, and this module is about becoming aware that we need to change how we communicate depending on the situation that we are in. Module 4 is about effective speaking and listening. In this module, we talk about speaking and listening strategies that can help communication to be successful. Module 5 is about collaboration, which is about working together as a team to have positive conversations together. Moving on to Module 6, this covers elaboration. Elaboration is about using strategies to keep the conversation going and to keep the conversation on track. Module 7 is about asking questions. In this module, we talk about using questions well to create positive conversations. In Modules 8, 9 and 10, we provide time for revision and further practice of the content that's covered in Modules 1 through to 7. In these last modules, we develop a personalised toolkit of strategies for the person with TBI and for their communication partner, and we also help them plan what steps they are going to take to keep positive conversations going into the future. So there are a number of new resources that we're making available to clinicians. The first is the YouTube channel where you're watching this video. On this YouTube channel, you'll find some example conversation videos, which we use in the TBIconneCT program as stimuli to spark discussions with families. You'll also find a couple of videos of TBIconneCT tips, where we offer some practical advice about how to implement the program. We'll also be adding some TBIconneCT research videos, where we discuss the key findings about the program that are coming out of the research that we've done. In the information section for this video, you'll see also a link to a website which has some free resources for clinicians to use. On that website, we have an information sheet for families, a list of suggested practice conversation topics, a pre-training questionnaire which you can use with families to help them with setting goals for conversations, as well as a video discussion guide which you can use alongside the example conversation videos on the YouTube channel. Later in 2019, we'll also be making the Clinician Manual available for purchase, and this will have lots of resources to help clinicians put this program into practice. The program will include slides for each module, which you can use to deliver the sessions either in person or via telehealth. Then alongside each of those slides, there's also some clinician notes to give you some information about what you might say or what you might do in that session. Each module also includes templates that you complete together with the family to provide them with personalised information which is relevant to them about how they can improve their conversations together. So we're keen to hear from clinicians with their questions about this program. Feel free to connect with us by leaving a comment on this video, or you can contact me on Twitter @RachelReedake.